Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the city of movement, memory, and magic.
If you had been following my YouTube channel and you have been watching my videos, I'm sure you would have caught this particular trade on Eurusd today. How are you guys doing? How's your week been going? The week has been going amazing so far, and I hope it has been going amazing for you also. And you know, as usual, we do our top-down analysis. We go through what has happened on Monday and today, Tuesday, what has happened and what we are expected to see in the market for the rest of the week. You can go back to my last video that I dropped on Friday. The video was amazing. Everything I mentioned in that video is exactly what is happening in the market right now. So if you have not watched that video, you should go back to my last video and go and watch it right now. All right, let's get to the market and analyze what we are expected to see in the market for the rest of the week. First of all, let's clear up the chart. Let's clear up the chart right now. So today we are going to be doing top-down analysis on Eurusd, Gbpusd, Xauusd, and Btcusd. So let's get straight to the chart. First of all, you know, as we do it, we go to our daily time frame and we analyze what is going on in our daily time frame. First thing we need to see, we can see that the market is reacting massively to this particular resistance level. You can see the resistance level here. The market is rejecting this resistance level, so we might see some bearish move. I told us earlier that this particular zone, we should take it, we should watch what market we do at this particular zone, that something might happen at that particular zone. The market might later decide to break that zone, but we will still see some buying pressure, some selling pressure. We will still see some selling pressure in the market, because that zone is a very strong zone in this particular market condition. And I told us to take this place, we should look at it as a inducement, and we should also look at it as a market structure shift to the downside. I explained why we should look at it from both ends, from an inducement level, from a market structure shift perspective. I told us everything why we should be looking at it as that perspective, and I told us why we should be looking at this zone for some possible sales in the market before the buy momentum continues. That is if this particular zone is truly an inducement, then this particular order block is going to hold, and we are going to still see some buying pressure till this particular zone gets cleared out. But if this is a market structure shift, then trust me that this particular zone is going to hold, and we are going to see selling pressure till it clears out this low. So I told us everything in the previous top down analysis that we did. So let's see right now what is happening in the market, so we can be able to make informed decisions. So first thing we need to see, we can see this higher high, higher low, and higher high, and higher low. We have an higher high, we have an higher market structure shift, then we have a liquidity sweep, then now we have a market structure shift to the downside. You can see what has just happened. We have gotten this market structure shift to the downside over here. So we know currently the market is bearish, and this is an imbalance, and this is the particular candle that caused the imbalance. So we should also be watchful for what is going to happen at this particular zone, so we don't just continue taking sales whereas the market has shifted momentum. But then for us to know what we are doing currently in the market, we need to drop to our 1 hour time frame to see what is happening inside the market currently. We understand that the market has shifted structure to the downside in the 1 hour time frame, but we also need to know what is happening in the lower time frame inside the market. So first of all, we need to mark our strong zones. This is what happened on this particular part. We had a sweep of this liquidity, we had the market structure shift, then we had the sweep of this liquidity again, then we have a valid market structure shift in this market. You can see what we have there. And what currently happened in the market was the market did a retracement and it has created a new low. You can see what the market has done. The market created a retracement and we have seen a new low. But we need to understand something in this particular market condition, that all this move that happened here, you will notice that it didn't clear out any liquidity here. There is no low or high that it's cleared here. This is simply a single move in the market. So we should be we should understand this market condition properly, that this particular high is not a strong guy in the market. Why? Because it did not clear out any liquidity. This is a single move, this is a single move, and another move. You can see that this particular part did not clear out any high at this zone, so we should be careful not to consider this place as a strong guy in the market. So our strong guy in the market is still this particular high. This is still our strong high in the market. We should identify as SH. So that is our strong high. Sorry about that. So we can take this place as our inducement for the market to come and clear later. Can take this one as our inducement for the market to come and clear, because it's not a strong high. So we are not expecting this place to be something very serious. So we need to also be careful that there is an order block over here. There is an imbalance over here that the market is feeling right now, and there is an order block just at that particular zone. You can see what we have right here. There is this particular order block. So I would advise us that you will notice that this particular single move did not also clear out any low in this part. There is no low that it's cleared out, so it's just a single move. So you should know that if this particular move does not clear out this low, if it does not clear out this low right here, let me show you properly. If this move that is coming right now, if it does not clear out this low, let's assume the market did something like this, coming like this in our lower time frame, and it gets to this order block, and then it does a market structure shift. Trust me, this particular point here will be cleared in the market. Then when it clears it in the market, then when the market gets to this particular zone, then if we see a market structure shift again, it will clear it back and the sell will continue. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say right now. So the only thing that will make this zone stand in this market condition is if this low is cleared, the low of this other block is cleared, then we can wait for a retracement into a zone here and sell. But if it gets to this other block and it reacts, trust me, it is going to clear out this particular inducement. And after it clears out this particular inducement, you should also watch out for what is going to happen here, because this is our strong high in the market. So if the market does not clear out this strong high, then trust me that the sell will continue. But for now, we need to check what is going to happen at this zone, at this particular imbalance and this other block. If it does a market structure shift, you should look for your buys till it clears out this particular inducement in the market. So that is what I have on Eurusd. So let's go to our Gbpusd, and the same thing applies to Gbpusd. The same thing applies, you know, Gbpusd and Eurusd, they move alike. So if it does not clear out the low of this other block and it does the market structure shift, the same thing, you can see that this particular single move did not clear out any high or low in this market. So we should wait for this zone to get cleared, then we can continue our sell. You can see there. So that is the same bias and I have on Gbpusd. So let's jump onto our Xauusd. If you remember in my last video, I explained every reason we should be expecting this low to be cleared in the market. A lot of traders are buying from this order block because they saw that this particular order block cleared out liquidity and broke structure to the upside. But I explained every reason we should be expecting that low to get cleared in the market. I explained it. I told you, do not buy at that zone. Do not buy gold at that zone. That zone is invalid. You should wait for this zone to get cleared, then you wait for whatever is going. I also told you why you should not take any buy from this other block and you should not take any buy from this other block. You should just wait for confirmation, because everything that happened here, anything can happen in this place. This is the other block over here. Everything here, this is where we are expecting the buy from. Yes, but for you to get the buy at that particular zone, because if we drop to our daily, if we go to our daily time frame, we can see that that is our other block. So we are still expecting that point to hold price. But and I told you that if that point is not going to hold price, that means gold is going to sell till it clears out this particular low here, this low in the market, this low over here. I told you every reason we should be expecting that low to get cleared if this particular low does not hold in the market. But if it holds, then this high is going to be taken out, because this is our weak eye and this is our strong glue. I explained every reason in my last video. If you have not yet watched my last video, or you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure to click on that subscribe button right now and turn on the post notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a new video. Go back to my previous videos and watch everything I explained in that particular video. I explained every reason, everything we should be expecting on gold, and I also explained everything we should be expecting on Btcusd. So for now, what I will be telling you on gold is watch out for what is going to happen at this zone. If you drop to your lower time frame and you see a market structure shift, because right now gold is coming bearish. At this point, a lot of traders fell for this particular move, this particular buy in the market. A lot of traders, I saw them on Twitter falling for this zone, and they are using this place as their strong glue because they believe the market should buy from this zone to the upside. No, this particular move is not a real move. I teach these things in my master class. You should understand when you have a valid market structure shift. A lot of people drop to their 15-minute time frame, and this is what a lot of people had. They saw this high, they saw this low, and they saw this market structure shift, and this was the first move where they took this place as their inducement, and they took this place as their other block. You can see how it reacted at that zone. Some even bought at this zone here. I explained every reason why we should not be buying like that. I've explained it in my previous videos. Make sure to click on that subscribe button right now. I explain these things in my masterclass, how you should identify valid market structure shifts in the market. Not every market structure shift is a real market structure shift. Some are just inducements for you to be turned into a liquidity in the market, and you need to be able to identify these things. So if you want me to make a video explaining how you should identify a good market structure shift, a valid and a strong market structure shift, just click on the subscribe button, comment below and tell me, do it. Make a video on the market structure shift, and trust me, I'm going to make a video on that. So for now, what I have on gold, I'm still expecting this particular zone to be taken out. I'm expecting this low to be a strong low. So if we see a valid market structure shift at this particular zone, then we should be buying till this high gets taken out, because this is our weak high and this is our strong low. So that is what I have currently on Xauusd. And the last one, Btcusd. I explained in my previous video also. I explained why this place is a strong glue and why we should be expecting BTC to drop to this downside. I explained it. Although I gave an entry for aggressive traders. I said if you are an aggressive trader, this place is a good zone to buy, but I would advise you not to buy directly, because markets can decide to clear out all the liquidity. This is one liquidity, this is another liquidity, this is another liquidity. You can see these lows. Market, you should be reactive to the market. You should not be aggressive to this market. Market condition changes, and you should not be used as a liquidity. I said if you're an aggressive trader, this place is for you to buy. If you're an aggressive trader, you can see how the market reacted at that particular zone. I said it, but I gave an advice. I said I'm not advising you to take a buy directly, because the market can decide to retrace even lower and lower before it starts buying, and it actually happened. But one thing you need to know, that this low remains intact. This low remains valid. Market is not getting to this low, so we should be expecting more of buys on Btcusd this week. We should be expecting more of buys, and if we are to get sell in the market, I would advise you that if you want to sell in the market, I would advise you to wait for this low to get taken, to get broken, before you can start selling, because right now BTC is still in an uptrend. If at this moment you are here to click on the subscribe button, make sure to click on that subscribe button right now. Turn on the post notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a new video.